Today's game on KFJB-TV is sponsored by First Rate Real Estate, Adland Engraving and Screen Print Company, Assured Partners, Brown's Shoe Fit, Central State Bank, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens, Eye Care Associates, Hy-Vee Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, Marshalltown School District, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Sandvik Enterprises, Scooters, Marshalltown, Sports Plus, State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors.
It's the home opener for the Bobcat baseball team tonight as they welcome in the North Tama Redhawks. It's game day on KFJB-TV. Friesel takes off. He's got a stolen bag, his fourth of the year. And stuck. Sends one over the shortstop. Marshalltown High School, we welcome you. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Doze alongside me. It is baseball opening night for the Marshalltown Bobcats, rolling in off a two-game sweep against the North Polar Bears the other night, and a loss on opening night on Monday on the road at Cedar Rapids, Washington. Meanwhile, North Tama, the Redhawks, come off a loss to Janesville to open up the season. As we bring in my sidekick tonight, Dylan Doze. Bobcats, very young. Again, we've said that numerous years in a row. What's the key to this team kind of turning it around?
And it all starts by building on. Last year, there was some kids being thrown into the fire. You saw right there, starting pitcher tonight, Lars Schoenfelder, had to play a lot of meaningful innings as an eighth grader. You look at him, he was able to adapt really well defensively, but needing to jump up. There you see Aiden Holmgren right there. The other night was lights out. 7 innings, 11 strikeouts, and the big one for me was the one walk. We've seen a lot of Bobcat baseball where they get themselves in trouble where they just can't get outs. It may not be that the ball's hit hard. It may be an error that leads to an error, a walk, hits batsman. I think that is the key, is those young guys that played a lot really young, making those steps. Madden Martin's another one of those. He went 4 for 4 the other night, and after hitting around 100 last year, he just really struggled to pick up the ball, and that happens when you're playing varsity level in 8th grade. So it comes with that. It comes with those pieces. Tonight, you'll see some names that feel like they're upperclassmen, like Garrett Tatey, but he's still just a sophomore. Mm-hmm. And you'll hear some new names. Santiago Mora will be behind the dish. It's a lot of young guys, but some with a lot of experience.
Bobcats committed 5 errors opening night against Cedar Rapids, Washington. That'll be a key to get their pitchers a few more innings. It's mostly because their pitch count just keeps working up with those errors behind them.
Yeah, and that's a really big deal, and we'll talk about it. Tonight's just a single header. We'll probably talk about it ad nauseum as the season goes on. Those double headers just really tax pitching staffs, but that's probably a weaker point for the Cats, is really being able to have somebody on the mound that can just promise you that you're going to get a good outing every time. There's people with some talent, but if Aiden Holmgren can really turn into something and be able to put out, and he's not going to strike out 11 and go complete game every time, but if he can be a trustworthy guy on the mound, the Bobcats' upside looks a lot better. One of the cool things that we heard from Colton Hankey at Bobcat Live was like they're going to field 3 different teams this year.
Yeah.
And then you look at the Little League field just jam-packed with kids. Their numbers are going up. That's what it means to build a program. Sometimes
that is for sure.
Certain nights the score is going to look good. Certain nights the score isn't going to look as good. But the big thing is those rosters growing.
Yeah, that is for sure. Coming up, starting lineups and our keys to the game. This is Bobcat Baseball. You're listening to News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and watching on KFJB-TV.
Scooter's Coffee is going bananas, literally. Treat yourself to banana bread hot or iced lattes, creamy latte blenders, and fresh banana bread muffins. Need something refreshing? Sip a berry spritz soda, light, bubbly, and perfect any time of day. Craving cozy? Try salted caramel waffle lattes, hot or iced, or a smooth sea salt caramelicious as a latte, cold brew, or blender. And don't forget the French toasty sandwich, warm, sweet, and satisfying. Plus, Cinnalicious drinks are here for a limited time. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
From the 2018 tornado to the 2020 derecho, Marshalltown has faced adversity, but our community has become stronger and M-Town proud. At Tyler Pashong State Farm Agency in Marshalltown, we have options for home, auto, life, and business. Our goal is to give you choices that impact in a positive way. As we have found out firsthand, life is never predictable, but you should always be prepared. Head to mtownproud.com to see how we can best fit your needs. We'd love to talk to you about what makes you M-Town proud.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social. And that's just on the inside. Step outside and enjoy patio life at Gutter Point with drinks, shuffleboard, live music, and fun atmosphere. Follow Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to plan your next visit to the place for fun.
Welcome back to Marshalltown High School. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Dones alongside me, our on-site producer, David Braga, Keith Stewart on the camera crew tonight. Let's get to tonight's starting lineups. Let Sandvik Enterprise in Marshalltown deliver for you while we deliver you the starting lineup. First up for the North Tama Redhawks as they come in with a mark of 0-1 behind Dalton Holmey. Head coach, it'll go Clayton Williams. He'll be in center field tonight, leading things off. Starting pitcher is Kaylor Morris. He'll be on the mound to get the night going, batting in the 2-hole. Maddox Roush is at shortstop. Bryce Dostal is in left field. Caven Morris will catch. And behind him in the lineup is the right fielder in Braden Stickles. Caden Velasco is at the hot corner. Aiden Brown at first base. And Michael Harmson is at second base here tonight. Kaylor Morris, who is not only on the mound, but he hits well as well, hitting in that 2-hole. He had 28 hits a year ago.
This is what I'm going to say. They have the most Y's in the first name of any list of teams I've seen. It's all throughout. As a Dylan with a Y, I absolutely love it.
Of course, the Bobcats won this game 5-1 a year ago. Now time for the Bobcats starting lineup. It'll go like this. Jalen Logston will be in left field, batting in the 2-hole. It'll be tonight's starting pitcher, Lars Schoenfelder, batting in the 3-hole. Aiden Holmgren at first base. Of course, he pitched the other night, went 7 innings strong, and got the victory over the North Polar Bears. Batting behind him at the shortstop is Madden Martin at 5th hole. It'll be the DH tonight, Kiddick Niederman, as he'll bat for James Myron. Batting 6th is Garrett Tatey. He'll be at the Keystone. Batting 7th is Santiago Mora. He is catching tonight for Lars Schoenfelder. Batting 8th is Luke Stalzer with the best voice on the team. And batting 9th, Abel Stevenson. He'll be in right field. Bobcats 2-1 heading into this one here tonight against the North Tama Redhawks. Our pitching matchup. Lars Schoenfelder for the Bobcats. He has a 1-0 record, 4 1/3 innings pitched so far this year. He's given up just 1 hit, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, a 0 ERA, and an 0.69 whip. You know, that's not too bad through 3 games of the season, Dylan.
No, and that's really what we need, is because that's where the disconnect has been, is being able to get consistent outs from from pitcher to catcher, just being able to make those key pitches, being able to trust the defense behind and get out of innings. Because when it happens, it seems that we've had to have a lot of prolonged innings. It's a great start to the season. See if the Bobcats can really capitalize that on here tonight.
Kaylor Morris, the starting pitcher for North Tama last year. This will be his first start of the season. He made 5 starts last year with a 2-2 record, a 3.20 ERA, 36 strikeouts in 30 2/3 innings. And, he's a pretty decent arm from what we saw last year.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff, and really will end up being, can the Bobcats continually make contact? And I think when the Bobcats have done well, it's getting on the base early and being able to steal bases. They did that really well the other night against North, and you have some speed at the top of that lineup. Just get them moving, get them going, put pressure on the North Tama pitching staff right away. Make them think more than just pitcher to catcher, but make them think about the base runners on as well.
Starting lineups again, all brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. When we come back, our keys to the game. This is Bobcat Baseball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown.
Back at Marshalltown High School, North Tama in town to take on your Marshalltown Bobcats. Today's keys to the game powered by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com. Dylan?
Yeah, for the Bobcats, we've already talked about it a little bit. It's all about building blocks. It's about taking what they did well against North, but also just taking what they did over the last couple seasons. It's being able to take that next step forward. There aren't seniors so much in this lineup. It's going to have to be, the leadership is going to have to come from Luke Stalls or that junior, but also other people coming in. You got to keep building on those things and not regress. On the flip side for North Tama, we've seen the Bobcats make errors. That really was a bugaboo against Washington. So North Tama coming in, a much higher class coming over to Marshalltown. They have got to be able to maximize on any Bobcat miscues to be able to push some different runs across, some maybe unearned runs across the board to be able to get this road victory.
Here tonight, that is our keys to the game. Again, powered by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com. Bobcats in their blue tops, white numbers, white pants here tonight. Meanwhile, for North Tama, they've got the white pinstripe tops and red bottoms. Starting lineups being read here at Marshalltown High School. 320 down the right and left field line. 360 out to dead on center. I don't believe we'll have a home run here tonight as the wind is blowing in from the southeast.
Yeah, I was looking at some stuff, doing some stats, and of course Marshalltown grad Jeff Clement still holds the record for high school home runs in a career at 75. And I look out here, I don't think we're going to see 75 home runs tonight either. That wind is blowing in. It's going to take a real strong crush of the ball to get out, and not anticipating happening.
Last year in this game, a 5-1 win. Xander Stupp went 7 innings, gave up just 2 hits and 1 run. If we see a repeat performance here tonight, you feel pretty good about the first opening week.
Yeah, you do, and this is a game the Bobcats should win. This is one where you schedule to kind of get just into the season because you know there's going to be a lot of high-energy, good-quality teams late. But baseball is an interesting sport. You get somebody on that other side, for the Redhawks, get a pitcher that's really rolling, be able to get some good defensive gems, no matter what it looks like on paper, you can still see Bobcats could struggle here tonight against this North Tama Redhawks team.
Coming up, it is the first inning, all powered by Van Wall Equipment of Marshalltown. It is the Bobcats and the Redhawks of North Tama. First pitch is next when we come back. This is Bobcat Baseball. You're listening on News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and streaming on KFJB-TV.
At Marshalltown Community School District, students don't just prepare for the future, they shape it. Embrace the lead. From academic excellence to college and career readiness, our schools support every student's journey. With strong student support, a wide range of extracurricular opportunities, engaging fine arts programs, and hands-on learning experiences. There's something here for everyone. Marshalltown Community School District, where they embrace the lead to ensure success tomorrow. The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
The following is a presentation of Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV.
Game day.
Game day.
Game day.
Game day.
Game day starts now on KFJB-TV.
Welcome into the first inning, all powered by Van Wall Equipment of Marshalltown. For everything John Deere, including equipment, parts, and service, see Van Wall Equipment today, your clear first choice. Brandon Lewis still in doze alongside me. First pitch right around the corner as our national anthem wrapping up as Lars Schoenfelder takes his warm-up pitches. 1-0 record and 4-13, 4-3rd innings pitched so far on the season, giving up just 1 hit and 2 walks, 4 strikeouts early on. Of course, we know he's got some speed to deliver. It's all about hitting those spots early on here tonight to this lineup that returns quite a bit from a year ago.
Yeah, you look at that as the Cats are quite a bit more underclass. This North Tama team has some history under their belts. Lars looking, even in the warm-up, he has those natural gifts. He has those natural talents. He played a really good center field last year, played a good shortstop when he was there. But pitching, I think, if he's able to get that fastball over and really complement it with a curveball, get it over, this could be a long night for the Redhawks.
He's going to face Clayton Williams, Kaylor Morris, Maddox Roush to lead off the inning. Clayton Williams a year ago batted .261 with 3 doubles. And it looks like just a couple more pitches here for Lars Schoenfelder. Field in great condition. I know they did a little bit of work to the infield as well as kind of the bullpen area.
Yeah, everything should tile better. Won't get as wet. It looks gorgeous out there.
So Clayton Williams, number 8, the center fielder for North Tama, will dig in to lead off the top of the first inning. And Schoenfelder gets the sign from Mora, the catcher, and he'll deliver home. The first pitch on opening night is a strike on the outer half. 0-1 count to Clayton Williams.
Yeah, just start him off with a fastball.
Williams picked up 13 RBI with that .261 batting average. Whiffs on a ball, working away on the outer half to the right-handed batter. Quickly 0-2 from Schoenfelder.
It'll be interesting to see if he goes fastball, just try to blow him away or try that hook.
Freshman fires home high, 1-2. Pretty straight up for the Bobcat defense. We'll get a look at the defense coming up in just a moment after this batter of Clayton Williams. Schoenfelder, ball lifted to left field. Out there is Logston. Has a read on it to his right. Underneath and makes the catch. One away, a fly out to left field. All right, let's take a look at our defensive alignment here tonight for the Bobcats. It'll be Mora behind, catching at home plate. It'll be Schoenfelder on the mound here tonight for the Bobcats. It's Myron at third. Martin is at short. Tatey is at second. Holmgren at first. It's Logston, Stolzer, and Stevenson from left to right in the outfield. Kaylor Morris steps in. Half-hearted swing fouled off behind home plate over the backstop, and Dylan got a little nervous there. It's 0-1. Wouldn't be a baseball game without Dylan.
Getting a little nervous. It's fine.
Outer half, just a touch low to Morris, so 1-1 count now. Kaylor Morris, 28 hits a year ago. Like we mentioned earlier, he'll pop one up down the third base side. It's going to be a long run from Myron. Not able to get to it right there.
Yeah, that flag isn't blowing around a whole lot, but that ball definitely got caught up in the air and just blew further foul.
Something you don't see a lot. Kaylor Morris a year ago, 10 walks, 6 strikeouts.
Yeah, you don't see that hardly at all. So that tells me is your infield's got to be ready to rock and roll. And up the middle, Madden Martin didn't play a whole lot of short last year.
Wow, outer half, a little bit outside. Kaylor Morris caught looking at .364 batting average a year ago. He is rung up on the outer half for strike number 2, a backwards K in your scorecard if you're keeping track at home with us. 2 away, top of the first for Lars Schoenfelder. The freshman ready to fire home to Maddox Roush, the starting shortstop for North Tama, and he'll get jammed inside. Lifts it to short right field. Stevenson in, now backs up, and he makes the catch. It didn't look conventional, but he got the job done. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Lars Schoenfelder as we head to the bottom of the first inning, all powered by Van Wall Equipment in Marshalltown.
You've got goals. You need a plan. Don't waste time or money. At Marshalltown Community College, you get the power to choose. Transfer to a 4-year university or step straight into a career in healthcare or trades. Small classes, caring faculty, real-world experience. Marshalltown Community College. Your future starts now.
Gear up for game day with Adlin Engraving and Screen Print. Spring and summer sports are here. We have you covered with apparel, awards, embroidery, with many options and ideas. Adlin Engraving and Screen Print, 307 Riverside in Marshalltown. Easy parking, delivery is available. Well, after the top of the first inning, it is 0-0 as the Bobcats will send Jalen Logston, Lars Schoenfelder, Aiden Holmgren to the plate here in the bottom of the first inning. Martin, Niederman, Tatey, Mora, Stalzer, Stevenson as you take a look at that Sandvik starting lineup here tonight. All right, let's get a look at the field view tonight for the North Tama Redhawks heading into this one. It'll be Kaylor Morris on the mound, making his first start of the season, and his brother Morris will be catching for him. Valesco, Roush, Harmson, Brown from left to right in the infield. It's Dostone left. Williams in center. Stickles is in right field tonight for the North Tama Redhawks in their white tops and red bottoms. As head coach Colton Hankey heads to the third base coach's box. The throwdown, we are underway as Jalen Logston will dig in for the first time here tonight.
Really what you're looking for the Cats is the Cats have really struggled to have any power over the last handful of years. This year, even sitting at 2-1, they only have one extra base hit here tonight. Like to see them get stuff in the gap, see if they can get a couple bases here to lead off the game.
Logsdon takes a first pitch strike from Morris, 0-1. And the left-handed batter digging in. He'll take another strike on the outer half quickly, 0-2. Logsdon so far on the young season, he has scored 2 runs. Currently batting .250 on the season. And he'll take outside, wisely watching for ball number 1.
And you kind of see what the zone is going to be. He's been generous on that corner, but he just came a little bit off of it.
1-2 upstairs. Tomahawks it down the left field line. Foul down into the North Tama bullpen, and it will be a 1-2 count. We'll do it all over again. So Logsdon playing out in left field. Recorded a put out there in the top half of the first inning.
He was just fighting that one off.
Chops one down the first base line, has the potential. Misplayed by the pitcher in Morris, and Logsdon will be aboard at first base. We'll see if they give him a hit or if they rule it an error, but that was a close play. Morris with a tough one getting off the mound over there. Dylan?
That's got to be an error. He would have had him if he could have fielded it. It was a great pitch. He sawed him off, and he would have had it right there, and he just overran the ball. Could not grab it. It was a great pitch, just if he could have finished the play there.
It will be an error, and E1 on Morris gets Logsdon aboard. Lars Schoenfelder digs in, and he'll rip one into left center. And moving up is Dostal. He'll make the out for out number 1. That one just kind of hung up in the wind there, out there to left field for Lars Schoenfelder, as this will bring up Aiden Holmgren.
That is almost just by field placement where the players are playing. That was an out. He had to move maybe 2 steps.
Yeah.
Lars hit it right to him.
So Holmgren batting in the 3-hole, playing first base. Logsdon taking a couple stride lead off at first. Holmgren shows bunt, brings it back. Throw down to first. It's past the bag. Logsdon is going to get to second base on an E2, as that will be the second error of the inning on the North Tama Redhawks, and a runner at second base. So in scoring position now for Aiden Holmgren is Logsdon.
And that right there, that's just not – first base was not back. You were not going to get him. You've got to keep that in your back pocket. You saw the Bobcats do that in the JV game before this, leading to a couple runs.
Holmgren takes a rip at the pitch on the 1-0, and it's now 1-1 as he fouls it back out of play behind home plate.
Yeah, you don't want to be afraid to throw down to first base, but you can't force it. Now the Cats have runner in scoring position, only 1 out.
Hugging the plate is Holmgren, and he'll watch as it's outside, 2-1.
And this really goes right to where the Cats have been able to score, is turn air into another. There you see it. His first baseman never got back, had no chance of getting him. And then the Bobcats just manufacturing bases.
Holmgren leans back, and it's now ball 3, 3-1, 1 away. Bottom of the first inning, all powered by Van Wall Equipment of Marshalltown. Here's the pitch from Morris, leaning back, and ball number 4 is Holmgren. Will take a walk and head down to first base. Runners at first and second for the freshman, and Madden Martin at shortstop, of course, played a lot of games last year in his 8th grade year.
Yeah, and this is where the big, and just chatting with him, he told me he just sees the ball a lot better. Last year, it was like it was going, added another 10 miles an hour to it.
Martin rips one back up the middle. This might be at Williams, though. The center fielder will run up, make the catch 2 away. As Martin flies out to center field. Got a hold of that one, but Bobcats have put 2 in play, but they've been right at the left fielder and center fielder for 2 down, as this will now bring up Kenneth Niederman.
One thing I do like about that approach is he was aggressive up on the plate, got the bat head through.
Morris comes set out of the stretch. First pitch, and hits the outer half to Niederman.
Kinnick had a couple hits the other night against North, including RBI as well.
Batting .250 coming into the 4th game of the year. Check swing. He does go around, and that will be, I believe, a ball. They did not count him going around on that, so it'll be a 1-1 count. Yeah. Looked like he definitely offered at it, but umpire said he did not go around. So a 1-1 count to Niederman. Man in scoring position at Logsdon at second base. Swings over top and misses on a ball down nearly in the dirt as Morris was able to dig it out. 1-2.
See that here. See if. Yeah, you're right. I definitely went on that.
Here's a 1-2. Swing and a miss on the outer half. Drops it away. First strikeout of the night for Kaylor Morris. That'll do it for the Bobcats. They strand 2 on the base paths as that brings an end to our first inning, all powered by Van Wall Equipment of Marshalltown. This is Bobcat Baseball. We're scoreless after one frame on KFJB-TV.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Tama will come to bat. It'll be Dostal, Morris, and Stickles due up here at the top of the second as we are scoreless. 2 errors committed last inning for North Tama. Bobcats, though, bailed him out with a strikeout to end the frame. As looks like Lars Schoenfelder ready to get going here in the second as he'll fire in after a quick 1-2-3 first frame, including a strikeout in there.
I love how he's attacking, getting up there like a pit bull, ready to throw strikes.
1-0 on the way and fouled off the end of the bat by Dostal, and it will be a 1-1 count.
And you and I mentioned this multiple times last year during the baseball season is Lars at many points was one of the best players on the field, even as an 8th grader. He's just got a sixth sense for it, and he's got the mentality as well.
1-1 is upstairs, 2-1. Schoenfelder out of the windup. And inside again, 3-1.
Yeah, first time he's really gotten in any trouble and behind in the count.
Left-handed batter and Dostal stands in, swings, pops one up out of play. And it's a full count now, 3-2.
Brandon's a little bit nervous about where the kicks wheels are over there. The KFJB-TV wheels are.
Full count from Schoenfelder. Inner half just a little bit low, and Dostal's going to work a walk to open up the top of the second inning.
Good eyes there by Bryce Dostal.
So bring up Kaven Morris, the catcher tonight.
Love to see how Lars is going to bounce back after put a freebie on first base. Can he lock in getting out here?
Out of the stretch, he'll work, and a check back to first base. Holmgren tags the runner, and Dostal out in time. Bunch of left-handed batters in this lineup. Is Kaven Morris also a left-handed batter? Check back again from Schoenfelder. High throw, not in time to get Dostal.
And this is just a prime example of how important it is to get base runners on. Now Lars is having to make 2 decisions. You know, is he going to keep him close? Is he going to come down?
Morris puts one into play. A major league pop-up to short right field, and it will not get out of the infield dirt as Tatey ranges over from second base, and Kaven Morris is going to be a recorded first out of the inning. That thing looked like it was going to get into short right, but Wynn was pushing it back, and it was a huge pop-up out there for one away.
It looked like the Macy's Day Parade out there, just kind of floated up in the air.
So bring up Braden Stickles, right fielder, right-handed batter. Schoenfelder out of the stretch. Chopper to third. It's foul. As head coach Dalton Homey will pick that one up. Janesville defeated North Tama to open up their season 14-3.
Yeah, and Dostal was at first base. He was the pitcher who picked up the loss there the other night.
Check back again at first. Schoenfelder giving a lot of look at Bryce Dostal.
Lars just angering the laundry department at North Tama there. Those pants are dirty.
Stickles comes in 0-2 on the year. At the plate, Schoenfelder on the 0-1. Swing and a big miss. 0-2 quickly to Stickles.
Yeah, Lars just comes right over top on that. It's nice to see Lars misses some bats as well, because Bobcats pitching has sometimes struggled to miss bats.
The 0-2 swung and missed, and the second strikeout of the night by Lars Schoenfelder. 2 away with 1 on in the top of the second for North Tama, as Caden Valesco will head to the plate. He is batting in the 7th hole and playing at the hot corner here tonight.
Both pitchers tonight have pitched well with runners on base.
Schoenfelder gives a look at first, throws over, not in time. We are recording record pace for throwers to first base.
But he does it with some speed.
Yeah.
He does it with some.
Bunt being shown. They'll bring it back. It's called a strike on the outer half to Valesco. An interesting technique with 2 away in the inning, showing bunt. Third baseman in Myron was charging on the play.
And I think a lot of time that's just to mess with the rotations on the infield, mess with the pitcher's eyes, not that they're actually going to try to bunt. Oh, dear.
Wow, the bat flies out of the hand. Martin will tag second as it goes right up the middle from Valesco. It'll be a fielder's choice as Dostal at second is forced out on the play. Unassisted. Did that bat break?
The bat broke.
Oh, wow, the bat did.
I
thought it just
he broke a
at,
bat.
I've never seen a metal bat
no,
break. So
either did I.
I just thought it slipped out of his hands, but the bat broke in half. And
that story is going to get bigger and bigger as Lars gets older and older.
So Lars Schoenfelder gets out of the inning and evades death as we head to the bottom of the second inning on KFJB-TV.
At Lennox Employees Credit Union, you're more than a member, you're family. Since 1948, we've been helping members and their families save more, borrow smarter, and reach their financial goals. Whether it's a low-rate auto loan, a mortgage that feels manageable, or simply a savings account that grows with you, we're here to make banking simple and stress-free. Discover the credit union difference today. Visit Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main in Marshalltown, where people helping people is more than a motto, it's who we are. Learn more at lennoxecu.com. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Does, back at Marshalltown High School as we take a look at that last play. The broken bat, you don't see that much.
Yeah.
The ball goes right back up the middle, and the broken bat nearly took out Schoenfelder, but he was able to get out of the way. And that is a first, Dylan. I don't think I've ever, even at the collegiate level.
I've never seen that. And because you see the batter just drop the handle there. That thing's a spear going out there.
Wow. Tatey, Mora, Stalzer due up this inning. And right back up the middle goes Tatey on the first pitch. A flip over to the first base from Morris, the pitcher. And that will be a 1-3 ground out for 1 away by Garrett Tatey. And this will bring up Santiago Mora, tonight's starting catcher, batting in the 7th hole for the Bobcats as Luke Stalzer is on deck for the Cats.
You see the Cats so far tonight have been aggressive with that first pitch.
Mora digs in, shows bunt, pops it up, out of play, third base side. It lands in the stands, and it's an 0-1 count.
Yeah, he got up underneath that, tried to stab at it.
Mora 0 for 6, still looking for his first hit of the year. Right-handed batter stands in. Morris fires home, swing over top, 0-2.
Yeah, nice rear back fastball upstairs, and Morris swung right over top of it.
Breezy night, wind blowing in. Here comes the pitch on the 0-2. Lifted to second and running to his right is Harmson. He'll make the catch, 2 away. Let's bring up Luke Stalzer. Saw him a lot at second base a year ago, but he's moved out to center field this year.
Well, you look, Sam Griesel was at shortstop with Lars Schoenfelder, played a lot of center field. Lars would move as strike one called, as Lars would move to shortstop when Sam would pitch, and it seems now with Sam gone, Lars is in that shortstop pitching combo.
1 on the way. Stolzer offered and bunted a bunt attempt, and it was called a strike. He'll now lift one out of play into the parking lot and hits a van in the end, 0-2.
Not on the fly, though. So
on a bounce. The 0-2 from Morris. Outside, gets him chasing, and Morris settles in the bottom of the second inning. It's a strike and a Stolzer. It's a 1-2-3 inning as we head to the third on KFJB-TV.
Gear up for game day with Adlin Engraving and Screen Print. Spring and summer sports are here. We have you covered with apparel, awards, embroidery, with many options and ideas. Adlin Engraving and Screen Print, 307 Riverside in Marshalltown. Easy parking, delivery is available.
Eat at Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and support the Bobcats when you order the Bobcat Burger. 2 juicy quarter-pound beef patties stacked with crispy bacon, sautéed onions, and a mouth-watering blend of American, cheddar, Jack, and Swiss cheeses, all on a toasted bun with fresh shredded lettuce. And here's the best part. $1 from every Bobcat burger sold goes to Marshalltown High School activities. Satisfy your burger craving and support the Bobcats at the same time. Only at Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
Scoreboard update all brought to you by Central State Bank with locations in Ames State Center and in West Des Moines.
Thank you. Back to Jeff at the studio. We have scores. Indianola beats Johnston in a pitcher's duel 1-0 at the end of 5. Davenport North over Dubuque Hempstead 3-1. Pella up over Carlisle 8-3 in the 7th. And Fort Dodge leads Algona 4-0, and that's in the first.
An E4 on Garrett Tatey will get Aiden Brown to lead off the inning. First pitch he saw, he grounded it to the right of Tatey and just misplayed it on the bottom of his glove. And that will be an E4 as that gets Aiden Brown aboard. As Michael Harmson, the second baseman, 9-hole hitter, right-handed batter, steps in for the first time tonight. A little sunshine off to our west is creating a few shadows, finally peeking out underneath the clouds.
And there you see Tatey just could not get it cleanly as North Tama was just sprinting down the line.
Runner takes off. Pitch comes in. It's called a strike. Throw is off the line from Mora, and that will be a stolen bag for Brown and a runner in scoring position for the 9-hole hitter.
And you can see it's been he was taken there to get the stolen base. Bobcats, when they've had a runner on first, have tried to keep them close. There he got a good jump as Harmson took on that.
So Brown at second. Harmson swings, misses quickly 0-2 to the second baseman. Or Schoenfelder looks to get out of a situation with a runner in scoring position here in the top of the third inning. The 0-2. And that'll be upstairs 1-2.
Lars quickly looks at the dugout. This is where he's done a nice job of just bearing in.
Schoenfelder checks out the runner. Comes set out of the stretch. And the 1-2 is a little bit low, 2-2. It's good placement. Want to get him chasing on the outer half and low. Schoenfelder out of the stretch, reverses, fires back to second. He got the hand on the right hand. Brown was trying to reach back for the bag at second and tagged on the hand by Garrett Tatey. And the Bobcats totally redeem themselves.
He just was about a half a step too far off and almost had to do a little bit of a freestyle swim stroke to get back to second, but not in time.
So the pickoff is one away, and the 2-2 swing and a miss as Lars Schoenfelder, third strikeout of the night, 2 away.
Man, does it look totally different after about 25 seconds of baseball.
Yeah,
Go
no
from
kidding.
Guy in scoring position, nobody out, to 2 outs, nobody on.
This will turn over the lineup to Clayton Williams. The leadoff batter flew out to left field in his first at-bat of the night, and he'll take a ball Upstairs and inside, 1-0.
And that's one of those, if the Bobcats end up winning tonight, that's one of those that you star. That was a really, really big situation right there.
Schoenfelder loads up. It is lifted down the left field line, working its way foul for a long strike, and it is 1-1.
Yeah, it really is a lot breezier than that flag out in right field says it is. The flag is just it must be made of lead because it is just hanging straight down, but the wind is making a difference here tonight.
Coming out of the southeast, right in through center field. Breaking ball catches the inner half of the plate for strike 2. Beautiful off-speed action from Schoenfelder with the sun in his eyes now. He'll come set out of the windup. The 1-2 to Williams on the way, working quickly here. Off-speed again, gets him chasing. 4th strikeout of the night for Lars Schoenfelder, the freshman, with a great 3rd inning. An error got a North-Tama Red Hawk aboard, but he got a pickoff and 2 strikeouts. We're headed to the bottom of the 3rd inning, scoreless on KFJB-TV.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit visionsource-marshalltowneyecare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
Welcome back to Marshalltown High School. Breezy night, winds out of the southeast at 15, gusting to 20, 25 miles per hour tonight. Lars Schoenfelder with 3 great innings of work so far. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. We'll see if the Bobcats can finally get the offense going. It'll be Stevenson, Logsdon, and Schoenfelder to lead off the inning here in the bottom of the 3rd. Head coach Colton Hankey taken to the 3rd base box in his 3rd year, leading the Bobcats. And, of course, I know, as you mentioned, Dylan, very excited. All 3 levels now full for the Bobcats. First time I can think of since I've been calling Bobcat baseball games.
Yeah, I have not seen. I was talking to Colton a little bit on Bobcat Live. We may have somebody who might know going to join us up here in the booth. But Brandon, you want to introduce our guest here?
Well, we know him well. Xander Stupp went 7 innings, gave up just a couple hits, got the win in this matchup a year ago. How are you?
Great, guys. How are you?
Good.
We got to make sure he's
there
on.
We go.
We promised
we had you on the wrong one. There we go.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
Yeah, now you sound much better.
There we go.
So a senior a year ago got the win in this matchup. 5-1 a year ago as Abel Stevenson, the 8th grader, digs in, playing in right field. Watching 3 times in a row from Morris. 3-0 count on the way. And upstairs, and how about that? The 8th grader works a walk to lead off the inning as Jalen Logsdon will come up. So a year ago you pitched.
Yes, I did.
It kind of the ace of the staff.
It was a team effort, you know. I wouldn't want to put it all on me, you know. So.
This is a coach speak free zone.
Yeah, you're graduated. You were a team. You were the team leader, though. Yeah. One of the team leaders. You and Grant Griesel, or Sam Griesel. Sam is very upset at me right now. But back to the pitcher in Morris. Throw at first base. Logsdon does the job as he moves Stevenson over to second base. As that was a 1-3 putout right there. But, I guess last year being the team leader with Sam as well, what was kind of your philosophy in working with some of the young guys? Because, man, there was a ton of 8th graders, Martin, Schoenfelder, who were working into that lineup.
Absolutely. I think a big thing was just trying to develop them as much as possible. You know, being that a lot of these young guys, especially the guy on second base, like you mentioned, just being able to produce a runner on the bases, that's huge. If you can get something like that and kind of building that mentality from when they're 8th graders and they're younger, just trying to instill that in them was probably one of our biggest goals when we were just, Sam and I were out there. We're trying to coach them up as much as possible, be leaders, and we just wanted to leave behind something where they take a pride in Bobcat baseball. Yeah, that's kind of what we wanted to leave behind.
Yeah.
So Xander, you talk about that 8th grader last year, now a 9th grader this year, Lars Schoenfelder, pitching on the mound, has a guy on second, nobody out within one pitch.
Had one of the craziest bunts I've ever seen attempts. He fouled it off. Now he's going to foul off the 0-1 out of play, and it's now an 0-2.
And just to finish the thought, within a pitch and a pickoff, he had 2 outs, nobody on. When you're on the pitching mound, what's going on in your mind when you're in a situation like that?
That's a great question. I think a big thing is just trying to maintain the runners as much as possible, and Lars is doing a great job of that. He was working them as much as possible, and the runner unfortunately took, like you said, just half a step too much, and he was just a little too far off, and he was able to wipe the bases, get the runner out of scoring position, and in my opinion, if you can do that, that's definitely a big step up from Lars right there.
Yeah, no kidding. He'll watch outside, 2-2 now the count, as Morris lost the third pitch of the at-bat upstairs and outside. So a 2-2 count for Schoenfelder. Runner in scoring position, and Logsdon at second. Swings over top, misses. A strikeout for Morris. That'll be his third strikeout of the night as Schoenfelder's retired 2 away, as this will bring up Aiden Holmgren.
And we talked about there's 3 different teams at the high school level now. For the first time that we can remember, there was no point in your high school career where there were 3 different teams.
There was not. Unfortunately, I think it was freshman or 8th grade through junior year, we only had 1, maybe 2. And the fact that they were able to get enough guys out this year for 3 teams, I think that's huge.
Fly out to right for Holmgren. Well hit ball for out number 3 as Stickles chases it down. That ball lifted in the air, kind of hanging up for Stickles. We head to the top of the 4th, and we'll continue. You don't have anywhere to be, do you?
No, sir.
All right, we'll be back. This is Bobcat Baseball. We're scoreless after 3 on KFJB-TV.
When you're craving something quick, tasty, and satisfying, think your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. From hot made-to-order favorites like burgers, chicken strips, and fries to the Dairy Queen classics you love, blizzards, cones, sundaes, and shakes. Be sure to check out the monthly featured treats and limited-time favorites, always giving you something new to try. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or a sweet treat, just because. Your Marshalltown Dairy Queens has you covered. 2 convenient locations, South Center Street and North 3rd Avenue in Marshalltown, where happy tastes good every day.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Production of today's game is made possible by the Home Rental Center in Marshalltown. NeedItRented.net. Welcome back to Marshalltown High School. We head to the top of the 4th inning as North Tama will head to the plate against Lars Schoenfelder, who's pitched well through 3 innings. First pitch is outside to Kaylor Morris, a strikeout victim back in the first inning. It's a 1-0 count. Xander Stupp with us here as Dylan Doe's alongside me, as well as David Braga, our on-site producer, Keith Stewart, our cameraman down the first base line. Morris swings at a ball outside, kind of falling out of the batter's box. It is a 1-1 count. So, Xander, you come back. Is it kind of a weird experience? You played 5 years of Bobcat baseball, and now you're sitting up here just watching the game.
Yeah, it's kind of taking me back to when I was in 8th, 9th grade, wishing I would have, maybe listened to the older guys a little bit more, tried to get a little bit more out of my career here at Marshalltown. But honestly, coming back, I'm just looking more so at the young guys. And Lars Schoenfelder out there on the bump, he's really stepped it up. He's throwing a lot more strikes. He's got his off-speed working today, and I think that's really good for him.
3-1 count on the way. And smack to short. Out of the reach of Martin into left field. Logsdon will pick it up and throw it in. That is a hit out to left field, and our first hit of the night goes to Kaylor Morris, a single.
And right there, that's a little bit when Lars is pitching. Traditionally shortstop, you're moving your third baseman over to shortstop. Madden has the arm to play shortstop, but he's a little bit more built on quick reflexes like a third baseman was, so it makes that hole a little bit wider, a little bit easier to sneak singles through.
The runner and Kaylor Morris at first base put his hands up. Schoenfelder stepped off the rubber, and I'm not sure if he thought there was a balk or something there. First pitch of the at-bat to Roush as he steps in, a check back first at first base. We've seen a lot of throw-overs to first base. I don't feel like we saw a ton of that from you. What was your philosophy when you had a runner on base?
maybe check them once or twice in the first couple of times that they're getting on, and then after that, I feel like you kind of establish your territory over there at first base, how far you want them to get off. So just maintaining that as much as possible.
Roush fouls the bunt attempt off. It's an 0-1 count. Tady's going to come over by first base. The second baseman playing over. A tag on the back, and safe is Morris diving back in. What's going on here?
I would imagine Tady's kind of preparing if
for the ball to go the other way?
Well, potentially that, or if Aiden's going to have to come up for a bunt. Yeah. I don't know if the batter showed bunt or not this at bat, but
he did once. Ball lifted to short right field. And Martin from short makes the catch, fires to first. Holmgren dives, ball's off the line. Morris is going to go for second. The throw by Morrow is way overthrown, but Logsdon, the left fielder, ran in, made the catch. There is one away after all of that. So Roush flies out to right short field, and it's the shortstop who makes the put out for out number one. You don't see that a lot as we take a look at our Tyler Pashung State Farm replay. Morris in the end gets himself to second, and this will bring up Bryce Dostal, who was forced out at second base to end the inning after working a walk back in the second. So left-handed batter at the plate. He'll pop up the first ball he sees out of play, back towards the Carl Auto Group Chevy or GMC, whatever we got there.
I'm not a car guy. So, Xander, when you have a guy on second, what's going through your head pitching with the bases clean or the guy behind you?
With the bases clean, you can be a lot more risky with your pitches. Kind of attack with the fastball a lot more. And you kind of see Lars working the zone a little bit more when you got a runner on second, especially in a tight game like this where it's 0-0. You just don't want to let it get by.
1-1. Dostal at the plate, took a ball. Schoenfelder checks out Morris at second, a throw back. It's off the line into center field, but Stalzer is there, and he'll throw back in, and Morris will hold tight at second base.
And it feels like in the past you get some of these situations where kind of the wheels get a little bit wobbly. It seems that the Cats, once a runner got on, last couple plays or so, they're getting a little bit loose with their throws, a little bit sloppy.
1-1. Schoenfelder will fire home outside, 2-1. One of my favorite moments came from, I believe, your grandparents. They were watching, and we had a joke, stepbrother, or stepbrother and stepsister, and they didn't get the inside joke that we had come up with. They were like, no, they're really brother and sister.
They're biological. They must not have seen the Will Ferrell classic.
Probably not, but I actually think they're tuning in today, so they'll probably hear that as well.
You want to give a shout-out?
Oh, yeah, shout-out to Peggy and Derek Barker. They're both great supporters. They came to every single home game, every away game as well. So, honestly, if I didn't have them in my corner, I don't really know where I'd be at today. So, thank you.
Yeah, they came out to Bobcat Live.
They did
last week. Yeah,
every Bobcat Live.
Yeah, it is great to see them out there. 3-1 on the way, and a strike on the inner half. Favorable call for Schoenfelder. Now a full count. So your sister playing softball for the Bobcats this summer.
Yes,
home opener is coming up, and season opener on Tuesday night against Newton, and we'll have that game for you on KFJB-TV. Strike on the inner half. That is strikeout number 5 for Lars Schoenfelder. 2 away with a runner at second for North Tama.
That was a huge pitch. Caught him right inside, able to freeze him. And that's really a big thing. We've talked about this. Bobcats pitcher's ability, can they miss bats? So far tonight, Lars has been really good at that.
So 2 away is Caven Morris, a flyout victim. Back in the second, steps in, and he'll lift one into center field. Stalzer dives, makes the catch. A phenomenal play to save a run, and that will end the top of the fourth inning as Luke Stalzer with a phenomenal defensive play in center field to dive and record the out on Caven Morris. As we'll head to the bottom of the fourth when we come back. It's scoreless here at Marshalltown High School on KFJB-TV.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at vanwyckwoodbuilders.com.
Brown's Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear, including Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, Birkenstock, and Taos. Brown's Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and more. They carry multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff will take the time to give you the service you deserve. Brown's Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown, with you every step of the way.
Seat in the house, too.
Welcome back to Marshalltown High School as Xander Stupp along with us, still knows as well. This is a pretty good view up here.
It's a fantastic view, I got to admit.
And the better thing is, we don't have to pay to get in. So we get a great seat, and it's free.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
The perks.
The perks of the job, huh?
Your sister played softball. I know she's got some power. You always joke that you were the pitcher and she was the hitter in the family.
Yes, she is.
How's her swing looking going into her junior year?
It's fantastic. She had a great spring league coming into softball this year for the high school, and I'm really hoping she produces a lot for the Bobcats this year. So,
I'd love for you to just tell me just prognosticate a home run total for her this year, because I've seen her hit balls that may not have come down yet. She can smash the softball.
I would 20. I'm really hoping she can put at least 20 to 25 over this year. But then again, it's not the home runs aren't all of it. If she can produce just getting on base. That's a win in my book.
For sure.
100%. But I will tell you, the little kid in me gets real excited when you see the ball go a long ways.
Matt Martin leads off the inning. He has a 1-2 count. And Kinnick Niederman and Garrett Tatey will also bat this inning. It is the 4-5-6 batters. Bottom of the fourth inning. We're scoreless. North Tama with the only hit of the night. Here's a 1-2. Smack to second base. Armstrong ranges to his right, makes the catch. A line out by Madden Martin for one out.
He's hit two right on the barrel, just has not found a hole yet.
Niederman struck out back in the first inning.
You were one, Xander, that hitting came to you later in your career.
Yes, it
did. And you look at Madden, didn't bat about 100 last year, seems to be seeing the ball better. What was it for you that clicked in being able to hit later in your career?
I think it was just senior year. I wanted to focus a lot more on pitching, and the hitting. I just went up there and I was like, as long as I can put the bat on the ball, that's all I really care about. And you do the small things right, and everything else will fall after that.
Niederman takes it outside, a 1-1 count. He is DHing tonight for James Myron, who is playing in the hot corner. Pretty straight up defensively for North Tama with the wind blowing in. Upstairs and outside, 2-1 from Kaylor Morris, working his fourth frame here tonight for North Tama. Righty versus righty. Here's the 2-1. And low and inside, 3-1 now to Niederman. Head coach Colton Hankey looking on at third base in the coach's box. Out of the windup for Morris. And upstairs, that'll walk Niederman. One away, one on, as this will bring up Garrett Tatey, who caught a lot of games for you.
Yes, he did. Tatey was a very crucial piece to Bobcat baseball last summer, and I think he's going to continue to do that, especially right here. I'm hoping he gets a big knock.
Well, he's got one runner aboard in Kinnick Niederman. Takes a two-stride lead off of the bag at first base. Swing and a miss on a pitch on the outer half from Morris to Tatey, who grounded out 1-3 back in the second inning.
Bobcats have utilized the bunt a lot in these scenarios. Kinnick Niederman not the swiftest on the base pass. Colton Hankey was your coach. What usually is the play in this situation?
In my opinion, if Tatey can get a good bunt down, if coach wants him to, Kinnick will get to second base no matter what. The saying back when we were at practice every single day was the bunt will get you there. As long as the batter gets a good bunt down, you'll be good.
1-2, and upstairs 2-2 now to Garrett Tatey. And Fouled off on the 2-2 out of play behind home plate.
It also just goes to show good base running's more than just about straight speed. I know Mariners first baseman Josh Naylor had 30 stolen bases last year as the second slowest player in Major League. It's a lot about just reading and reacting.
Yes, it is. Dirt balls are huge when it comes to that.
Yeah.
If you got a slower guy on the bases and he sees the ball down, he can definitely get there a lot easier.
Full count to Tatey. He ducks underneath the ball upstairs as Morris lost it, and there's runners at first and second now as Niederman heads to second. It's Santiago Mora lined out to second base in his first at-bat, still looking for his first hit of the season with only one out in the bottom of the fourth inning. There's a big situation here as head coach Colton Henke gives the signs down the third base side.
Cats are looking for their first hit on the night.
Bunt shown, brings it back. It's outside and low. Ball one. So Colton Henke in his third year, you had a chance to play for the first couple of years. Obviously, there was quite a bit of rotation in that head coaching spot. I feel like Alan Mann did a really nice job in his 1 year as he kind of got the program through a little bit of a transition year as Mora cuts on one. It's a 1-1 count. He's a former Bobcat. I guess what do you kind of feel like the direction under his leadership is?
I think it's already starting to show, third year and you got 3 teams out. That's huge. The fact that he could build the program in 3 years from just having varsity all the way up to 3 teams is huge. And being a Bobcat alum, he definitely takes a lot of pride in that.
Ball off the end of the bat to second base. They'll go to second. The runner is called out, but safe at first as Mora, runner from second, advances to third. So Niederman is in scoring position, is 90 feet away at third. Tatey, that was a close play. I don't know if we've got the replay, but it looked like Tatey was safe, but he was called out for out number 1 over there on the 4-6 flip for the force out. So Santiago Mora on the fielder's choice as we take a look at the Tyler Prashong State Farm replay. There's the flip. Oh, boy, I don't know.
He was
Xander
right
is
there.
saying he was safe.
Yeah, I think he's safe.
The pitch upstairs to Luke Stalzer, the junior, in a big spot. He struck out back in the second. He'll take a ball upstairs from Morris, 1-0.
Yeah, Cat's best opportunity to put one across.
Bunt right back to the pitcher. Morris will go to first, and that will be out number 3 of the inning. And Stalzer just couldn't quite place that where it needed to be. So it's a 1-3 for out number 3. Xander, great job here tonight. Great to chat with you as always.
Thank you.
By the way, how's school going?
It's all right.
You're going to Iowa State, right?
Correct, yes, for aerospace engineering.
Look at you. Are you going to be on the moon one day?
Hopefully.
And he's taking us. Our next broadcast, hit the moon with Xander Stuff.
KFJB to the moon. I like that.
Right. That's right.
We'll be back with the 5th on KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Welcome back to Marshalltown High School. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Does. We were going to get rid of Xander, and then he said, we're having fun. Let's take a look at it. Oh, boy, that was a close play on our Tyler Prashong State Farm replay. We all have him safe, but the umpire there at second base.
They did not ask us.
They did not ask us to fire up the replay. So we're going to keep Xander around. He's having too much fun. It is the 6, 7, 8 batters. Stickles, Valesco, and Brown due up. Lars Schoenfelder back out for the 5th. He has racked up 5 strikeouts here tonight. It is a 1-1 count to Stickles. He struck out back in the second. Pitch is upstairs and on the outer half, called a strike. That caught Stickles a little bit off guard.
And Lars does not mess around on that mound.
No.
He does not move hardly at all. He's just ready to roll.
Looking to go outside. Here's the 1-2. Couldn't get him chasing 2-2.
And when you look at Lars's pitch sequence, he's started with the fastball quite a bit, then went to off speed. He seemed to have gone there a lot more this second time through the lineup.
2-2 fought off and fell back to the backstop.
For you, Xander, how much different is it the first time you face a batter versus the second time? Is it really the same going through your mind, or do you adjust accordingly?
You're definitely adjusting accordingly. The first time you go around, you can be a little bit more aggressive. If they're on it, you're going to want to mix it up, and I think Lars is kind of trying to do that right now, and he's doing a great job.
2-2 on the way. Fought off to third on one hop. Myron over to first in time to Holmgren makes the catch. It's a 5-3 ground out for one away as Stickles is retired. This will bring up Caden Valesco, a fielder's choice, back in the second. He is 0 for 1 tonight. We had a broken bat right back at Lars Schoenfelder. That is the first for me.
Yeah, that's the first time in my entire baseball career I've ever seen a bat break, especially a metal one, and go straight back to the pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like, you got to hang on to the bat, and then when they picked it up, the ump picked up the handle.
Ball ripped to left, past the arm of Logsdon. It gets past him. Stalzer, the center fielder, comes up and throws in. The runner's at second with a double in Valesco. The second hit of the night for North Tama with one away. Valesco at second, and this will bring up the 8-hole hitter in Aiden Brown, who reached on an error back in the third inning. That was a hard hit ball. But, yeah, we both thought the bat just came out of his hand. We didn't even think that it was broken.
Here you see is able to get it, and it looks like Jalen was trying to dive right there where you don't have a good read on it. That's where I think you need to hold up, try not to make the hero Superman play and just keep him to a single. But Logsdon unable to get it as he stretched out for a heck of an effort, but could not get there.
Aiden Brown at the plate, fouled off the first pitch he saw from Lars Schoenfelder out of the stretch with that runner at second. And they'll fire to second off the glove of Tatey, and it goes into center, but Stolzer's there in time as the runner in Valesco will hold tight. Did you like chilly, breezy games like this?
Honestly, I think this is the best baseball weather you can have. Being out there, you're not sweating too much, so that's always a plus.
The 0-1 on the way, upstairs, off speed, gets Brown chasing quickly 0-2. It's better than those late June, early July, 90-degree, 60% humidity games.
Correct, yeah. I remember we had a few of those over in Ames and Mason City, and they were just absolutely brutal because they put you in the dugouts with all the sun.
0-2, caught looking is Brown. 6 strikeouts now for Lars Schoenfelder.
Another big strikeout with runners in scoring position. Lars has really showed a lot of moxie. And this is a little bit different. We've seen in the past where, what's that inning where you might get going well 1 or 2, but now he's in inning number 5, and he seems to be able to rear back and get those strikeouts when he needs to.
Harmson is at the plate. They check back the runner at second, and Tatey couldn't get a glove on it. Stolzer in center field, played up a little bit with that wind behind his back. Was able to throw back, so it'll keep Valesco there at second base. First pitch of the at-bat to Harmson, who struck out in the third. And it's inside. Runner goes down to third. Myron misses. Left fielder Logsdon's going to come over and make the play. Throws to home. It's off the line. The run scores. Valesco gives North Tama the lead, 1-0. An error on Mora on the throw down to third brings in the runner from second.
Yeah, it's those small things all the time, and the Cats have gotten, there's that E2 throwing down to third. Pickoff attempt went into center field a couple different times. It's these small things that are the difference between wins and losses.
Take a look at that Tyler Prashong State Farm replay as Harmson will swing and miss at pitch number 2 of the at-bat from Lars Schoenfelder. 1-1 outside. The next pitch will go 2-1 from Schoenfelder. Nobody on now for North Tama as a run comes in. And the top of the 5th inning to make it 1-0. Swing and a miss by Harmson. It's a 2-2 count. Harmson steps out of the box momentarily, digs in. Schoenfelder's ready to go again. Out of the windup, swing, and a half-hearted swing at that by Harmson, and it's strikeout number 7 for Lars Schoenfelder. One hit, one run come across the plate. An error on the Bobcats helps lead to that run coming across the plate. It's 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning on KFJB-TV.
Scooter's Coffee is going bananas, literally. Treat yourself to banana bread hot or iced lattes, creamy latte blenders, and fresh banana bread muffins. Need something refreshing? Sip a berry spritz soda, light, bubbly, and perfect any time of day. Craving cozy? Try salted caramel waffle lattes, hot or iced, or a smooth sea salt caramelicious as a latte, cold brew, or blender. And don't forget the French toasty sandwich, warm, sweet, and satisfying. Plus, Cinnalicious drinks are here for a limited time. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Scoreboard update tonight, all brought to you by Central State Bank with locations in Ames State Center and in West Des Moines. Dylan?
Big shout out again to Jeff as his alma mater, West Marshall, is tied with Denver 1-1 in the second. Fort Dodge taking Algona to the woodshed 13-0. That's in the second. Linn-Mar beats Valley 3-2. Roland Story 4, Martinsville St. Mary 3, that's in the fourth, and Indianola beats Johnston 1-0.
Great to have you along tonight on KFJB-TV. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to KFJB-TV. It is all free. Are you subscribed?
I am, actually. I get all the notifications as well.
Oh, well, we appreciate that. The 8th grader, Abel Stevenson, fouls off the first pitch of the inning from Morris as little Butterfingers action over there in the stands. That was a guy with a Leisure uniform on. Is that Maximus?
No, that's Quentin.
No. Oh, that's Quentin. Okay, yeah. Quentin totally messed that up. He did not catch that foul ball into the stands.
Well, that's why he's in the stands. No.
Wow. Taking shots.
He's in the stands because he's in junior high. But so, Xander, you go down 1-0, very tight ball game. Do you feel pressure when you come up to offense to get that run right back, or is it just you're like, all right, we still got some time, or do you feel that pressure, we got to get this one back?
I think that, yeah, we do feel a little bit of the pressure, but coach is always like, just do the little things, get your pitch, wait for the strike that you want, and you do all those things, and eventually a ball is going to fall, and you're going to get the run by. So
Abel Stevenson, a strikeout victim, as that'll be strikeout number 4 of the night for Morris. One away in the inning. This will turn over to the top of the lineup. Jalen Logsdon. Lars Schoenfelder also due up this inning. Logsdon, left-handed batter, swings, chops one to first. Fielded well by Brown. He'll go over and tag the bag. A U3 in your scorecard, 2 ways. This will bring up Lars Schoenfelder. We got a look just a moment ago as Madden Martin is warming up down the right field line in the Bobcat bullpen, as he has pitched a few times already this young season.
Yeah, and that's one of the additional things on him. Lars pitched more last year. Matt didn't really pitch a whole lot. And to be able to add that arm, again, being just a freshman will be a positive.
1-0. And a chopper. Third base side, it is foul 1-1 to Schoenfelder. Was it the Chicago Cubs, the last team to have a bullpen down the line in Major League Baseball?
Trying to think.
I think it might have been.
The A's did.
The A's did for a while.
The A's did.
This field reminds me so much of the Coliseum where the Oakland A's played, because you have such huge foul territory. The bullpens down the line as Schoenfelder fouls off the 1-1 out of play on the right side.
Yeah, because you have forever. It's almost it's another third of the field.
Did you like that about playing here, Xander?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think it helped prepare you for fields similar to this, and you weren't surprised by if you went to like a Fort Dodge and they had really big, foul territory, and you had to go out there and maybe go get a ball, make a play. I think it made it really easy to adjust to a field like that.
Yeah, I also feel like it does give you an opportunity to run a few extra outs
Absolutely.
Out there on those ranging plays. Lars Schoenfelder hit by the pitch, and in steps Aiden Holmgren. Schoenfelder takes off. He's going to have a stolen bag, gets himself into scoring position with 2 down with Aiden Holmgren at the plate, as Holmgren does have a strike on him. It is an 0-1 count.
A really good job for Lars putting pressure on that defense. They weren't holding him back, so he, get himself into scoring position.
0-1 on the way to Holmgren. Watches inside and low. 1-1 count. Well, you put one into play. Schoenfelder's got good speed. He can score from second. Big gap on the right side of the infield. Here the 1-1 count. Morris out of the stretch, and it is high. Ball 2.
And that's where Morris has struggled a little bit more with his control. He had 2 walks last inning. Has a hit batsman here in the 5th.
Holmgren fights one off, out of play behind home plate, sneaks by the press box, a 2-2 count for Holmgren. So, bottom of the 5th inning, Bobcats down 1-0 as Aiden Holmgren at the plate in a big RBI situation to tie this game back up. Morris delivers, off speed, upstairs, maybe a touch inside as well, and it's a full count now, 3-2.
And this is where Aiden's still got to be aggressive, still has got to defend, but he's got to make sure he's looking at a good pitch there.
And he'll take ball 4 upstairs, works the walk as Madden Martin will come to the plate.
Madden had an opportunity early in the ball game and just hit one right on the nose, but right at the center fielder. He's gotten a good barrel on the bat both times, but it's just hit directly to the fielder.
Yep.
See if he can get one in the gaps here.
And Martin will pop one up. Major League pop-up left side of the infield. Calling for it is Roush, and the shortstop will make the catch and retire the Bobcats in the bottom of the 5th. It's 1-0. North Tama comes to bat. They have the lead in the top of the 6th on KFJB-TV.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Back at Marshalltown High School, Bobcats still searching for their first hit of the night. They have left a few runners aboard. Meanwhile, North Tama with a couple of hits, and each team has made a couple of errors here tonight. As we head to the top of the 6th inning, I'm Brandon Lewis. Dylan Does alongside me. Xander Stupp, former Marshalltown Bobcat, alongside us. Favorite place to travel on the road and least favorite place to travel on the road?
And we're naming names.
Oh, okay. All right. This is a fantastic question. Least favorite by far would be Mason City or Ames, just because it's so hot. Every single time we played them there, it'd be so hot.
The sun is beaten in at Ames.
Yeah, and they give you the worst dugout. They give you the dugout where the sun is setting in.
Yep.
So you get it all game long, and you're dead because of the sun.
First pitch of the inning, ball lifted as the top of the lineup is due up. Lifted out to Stalzer in center field. He ranges to his left a few steps and retires Clayton Williams to lead off the top of the 6th inning. As one away, and this will bring up Kaylor Morris. A strikeout and a single, just one of the 2 hits here tonight for North Tama. All right, so your favorite place to go?
My favorite place to travel to, I would say I really enjoyed going to Fort Dodge, but their original field with the ivy reminded me a lot of Wrigley, and that's one of my favorite MLB fields.
A liner right to Myron at third base, and out is Kaylor Morris. 2 quick outs for Lars Schoenfelder as there was action with Martin working in the bullpen. So a liner at the hot corner as we take a look at the Tyler Pashong State Farm replay. Morris retired. Maddox Roush will dig in, the shortstop. Good play there from Myron. That's one where you don't – I almost feel like when you're younger, having played baseball – and when you have time to think about it on a fly ball, you're thinking about what could go wrong. But on those reaction plays, I felt like that's when I was at my best, especially when I was younger.
Yeah, I completely agree. When your brain just turns off or you don't have enough time to think, it makes it so much easier to just let your body take over.
Well, first pitch fought off by Roush to the backstop. He's flown out twice here tonight. It is an 0-1 count. 0-2 count quickly. Schoenfelder gets him to foul one off the end of the bat, reaching out to the far side of the batter's box to the right-handed batter.
And Lars there started him off with a curveball for a strike, and he went back to it in that third pitch. He's really found a little bit of groove with not only the fastball, but coming back to the curveball as well.
Swinging a foul tip off the end of the bat. He was all the way into the left-handed batter's box right there, fouling that one off, trying to stay alive is Roush, the 3-hole hitter.
He's got him on skates. Love to see maybe a fastball. Just put one right past him.
The 0-2 speeds it up. Pops it out of play behind home plate. Got underneath of that one. Still 0-2 count here to Roush.
What pitch do you like here?
Pitch? Honestly, I think if he goes up and away or up and in on him with a nice heater, that'd be a great spot.
They're looking to go away. Here's the 0-2 and gets him chasing again. Pops this one up, but it's going to work its way foul and out of play. And still 0-2. Got to give it to Roush. You hate those guys that extend it for like a 10, 15 pitch at bat like this?
Yes, I definitely do, but being that it's 0-2, I think Lars has a lot of room to play with. If it was 3-2, it makes it a lot more stressful for sure.
Off speed, gets him chasing, and that is strikeout number 8 on the night for Lars Schoenfelder. It's a 1-2-3, top of the 6th. It's 1-0. North Tama has the lead on Marshalltown on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social. And that's just on the inside. Step outside and enjoy patio life at Gutter Point with drinks, shuffleboard, live music, and fun atmosphere. Follow Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to plan your next visit to the place for fun.
Bottom of the 6th inning we go. It'll be Niederman, Tatey, Mora due up for the Bobcats. Got to get the bats going. Just another 6 outs to remain for the Bobcat bats as they trail it 1-0. Morris is back out for his 6th frame. He looked a little touch and go early on there, but boy, he's really settled in.
The one thing they really have going, he has shown some control issues there in the last couple of innings, couple walks, hit batsmen. When did you really feel like, Xander, late in games, that maybe your stuff was starting to slow down a little bit?
Probably right about here, that 6th or 7th inning where you're getting really tired. I'm sure Lars is starting to feel that. That's just kind of when it starts to hit you.
Because he's probably getting up close to 70 pitches, right?
Yeah, he's upwards of 70 probably.
Niederman down to the hole 0-2 to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. He whiffed on the first pitch and then fouls this one out of play. Niederman will step out of the batter's box. Your old buddy, teammate, Sam Griesel on the scene here tonight. Chopper to third base. Long run for Velasco. Comes up. Niederman to first. Not in time. It's a 5-3 ground out as Velasco over to Brown retires Niederman for one away. He's going to school to be a firefighter.
Yes, Sam is going to Kirkwood to be a firefighter. He's studying fire science over there.
Which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You don't hear a lot of people going to school for that.
You don't. At least around here, I don't know anybody else is going into something like that.
In steps Garrett Tatey, looking for his first hit of the night. He reached on a walk back in the 4th and grounded out 1-3 in the 2nd. Takes a strike on the outer half, 0-1. And he'll take another strike on the outer half, looking 0-2.
You know, I am interested, guys. What's the verdict on the Caps this year? I'm not sure I'm a fan of the whole Navy.
You don't like the dark blue look? Here's the 0-2, right back up the middle. High hop, but it's fielded by Harmson over to first in time to retire Garrett Tatey on a 4-3 ground out. 2 down. I did like last year's look with the red bill and the blue top. Going all blue this year, I didn't mind it. It did remind me a little bit of the Detroit Tiger look.
I'm on Xander. It's a no from me. It's not my favorite look as a consistent look, maybe as a one-off, but I do like the stark contrast of the red with the blue.
I completely agree.
Mora digging in for the third time tonight. Almost picked up a hit back in the fourth, but it was a fielder's choice in the end, and he had a line out to second base. And he will take another pitch on the outer half. Is it 3-0 or is it 2-1? What do you got, Dylan?
I had 2-1, but they have 3-0.
Dave's got 2-1 as well. I believe it is 2-1. Here's the 2-1, and it skips past to the backstop. 3-1 countdown to Mora.
But here's a big one. If you can sneak a base runner right here, it does a couple different things. You may not score this inning, but it can set you up to get to the top of that order for the 7th inning.
Off-speed pitch from Morris. Hits the zone to Mora, and it's now a full count. Boy, that breeze is making me a little chilly.
Yeah, it is not warm.
Full count upstairs. Mora works a walk with 2 outs in the inning, and the Bobcats have some action on the base paths at first as it brings up Luke Stolzer. 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout and a ground out, and I believe we're going to have our first pitch runner of the night. I believe that's going to be Ricken in to run, as it will be Bennett Ricken in to run for Santiago Mora. So this will be a courtesy runner, as he is the catcher. The one thing, Xander, I absolutely hate about high school baseball.
The courtesy runners, you mean?
No, the amount of, well, tonight, fingers crossed, we haven't had it.
If you mess this up, I tell you.
Sometimes my scorecard just looks like a complete train wreck with all the position changes and substitutions. The 1-0 hits on the outer half to Luke Stolzer.
Yeah, well, really early on, when there was just that varsity team, it would not be uncommon 3-position change on a pitching change. And you're like, I don't even know what to write.
I don't even know who's where.
Yeah, we need an aeronautical engineering degree just to be able to discern.
We need a bigger budget so we can have more camera angles. Stolzer fights one off to the backstop. 2-2 count, 2 down, as Ricken is over at first base running for Santiago Mora, who worked a walk. Big spot here for Stolzer, the junior. Made a phenomenal diving catch out in center field earlier tonight. The bat has always been a little bit of a struggle for Luke, but boy, he's always played some pretty good defense out there.
He is. He's fantastic on the defense. I'm thinking if he stays patient here and he fights off a couple more pitches, I would suspect a walk out of him here.
3-2, Morris. His pitch count is also running up.
And that's where you've seen over the last 2 or 3 innings, he's been a little bit more wild.
And he'll throw one in the dirt. This will get Ricken to second. Will he take a turn? He will, and he'll hold tight at second as Stolzer rounds hard at first base. So back-to-back walks by Gaylor Morris. And I've not seen North Tama's head coach in Dalton Holme come out. Have we seen any action?
That's what I was just going to say. I haven't seen any action. I think this is
ride or die with
He's
Gaylor
also
Morris.
Throwing a no-hitter at the moment. So that's
not a perfect game by any means.
Not a perfect game. No, not at all. But it is one of those where it is a no-hitter right now, but you still feel like maybe you start to see somebody warming up.
Abel Stevenson digs in, takes the first pitch strike, and the 8th grader will now take a walk on the a ball. A 1-1 count. 2 out. Runners at first and second for the Bobcats, trailing 1-0. Bottom of the 6th inning. Morris, 1-1 count. Stevenson fights it off to the backstop. 1-2.
And you look here, he's kind of in an interesting predicament. You've got to be aggressive in the sense you need to knock a run in, tie this thing up, but they've also been wild here lately. 2 walks in a row.
And he'll take upstairs, 2-2. Good eye from the 8th grader.
Yeah, this is a big moment for number 12.
You almost thought maybe you get a young guy like that chasing on that pitch, but it was a good eye by him to not swing on that one. And now Morris steps off the rubber, and he'll reset. Stevenson gets back in the batter's box. And Stevenson will launch a off-speed pitch, miss outside, and he's worked a full count. This is huge for the 8th grader.
This is absolutely huge. Let's get the 8th grader to produce here, and that would be a big moment to bring up the top of the lineup.
Full count, Morris out of the stretch. And he'll check back to second base. And diving in is Ricken. He is safe. The throw is over his head. As second baseman at Harmson caught that one. Runners taking a decent lead here with 2 outs in the inning. Here's a full count delivery. Chopped off the end of the bat. Morris dives for it. Flips it underhand over to first, and that'll end the inning. Stevenson got some contact, but it is a 1-3 ground out to end the inning as the Bobcats leave 2 more runners stranded. Still have not recorded a hit as Morris has a no-hitter through 6 frames. We head to the 7th. North Tama leads 1-0 on KFJB-TV.
Looking for a financial partner that puts you first? At Lennox Employees Credit Union, we're more than just a place to bank. We're part of your team. From low-interest loans and great savings rates to personalized service you can trust, we're here to help you reach your goals. Join the credit union that understands what matters most because we're built by employees for employees. Stop by Lennox Employees Credit Union today at 1004 East Main in Marshalltown or visit lennoxecu.com to get started. Lennox Employees Credit Union, where your success is our mission. Member NCUA.
Welcome back to Marshalltown High School. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Does, as Xander Stupp joining us in the booth tonight. Our on-site producer, David Braga, and Keith Stewart, our cameraman, down the first base line here tonight. It is the 4-5-6 batters due up as Lars Schoenfelder back out for his 7th inning of work here tonight. And the first pitch of the inning is going to miss just outside to Bryce Dostal. A 1-0 count. He struck out in the 4th and walked in the 2nd. 1-0 to Dostal. And outside 2-0. Left-handed batter at the plate. Did you like righty or lefty?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I found it.
Left side of the infield. Martin, you can hear him. He called for that. Makes the catch. 1 away.
I'd say personally, pitching-wise, I enjoyed pitching to lefties a little bit easier. Because if you get that off-speed going, you can kind of fade it into their hands, and it makes it really hard for them to kind of catch up to it.
1 away in the inning. Caven Morris digs in. Couple of flyouts tonight. He'll lift another one. This one to short left field. Martin calling for it at shortstop. He'll make the catch. 2 putouts by Martin, 2 away.
One thing I always liked about Madden playing at third base is sometimes third basemen are a little bit more passive and a little bit more reactive. Madden was a very aggressive third baseman. It translates well when you're at shortstop. Clear communication that it's yours, going, confidently snagging them.
Stickles' third at-bat of the night. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Takes the first pitch ball in the dirt outside. Mora's done a nice job behind home plate. Keeping a lot from getting to the backstop as he pops up for the pitch. It's outside and high for ball 2.
I can only imagine Garrett Tady's absolutely excited to have another catcher out there. I remember it is just brutal having to catch every single game.
I mean, 14 innings in a night, potentially, if you play full. I mean, that's a long night, especially when it's really hot.
Absolutely. Back there in the gear, I can only very much so praise Garrett for all the hard work he put forth back there with me over the few years that I had him.
Schoenfelder on a 3-0 count fires in a strike to Stickles. 3-1. He'll work quickly. And he'll hit the zone again on the outer half. A full count to Braden Stickles.
One thing I loved about Lars all night long, he hasn't given in. He's had a blip here and there, but he's never given in, never allowed one batter to bleed into the next.
3-2 upstairs and outside. It's called a strike, and 9 strikeouts on the night. 7 innings for Lars Schoenfelder. He's only given up 1 run here tonight, and he works a 1-2-3 inning back-to-back in the 6th and 7th as Lars Schoenfelder has retired 8 straight North Tama Redhawks. The Bobcats down to their final 3 outs to either tie or take the lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning on News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and right here on KFJB-TV.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown.
Is it time to change out your air filter? Check out the planned service programs from Ethington Heating and Cooling that helps ensure your heating and cooling systems are ready to go. Ethington Heating and Cooling. They're not comfortable until you are.
Those filters are important. I don't know. We have a calendar reminder in our phones.
I do too, every 3 months.
That's what middle-aged people do.
Xander, that's something
you
that
put
you're going to have to do
someday.
someday.
Calendar invites.
Are you renting? What's going on? What's the living situation?
I'll be living in a fraternity house.
Oh, wow.
In the fall and the spring, and potentially for the next couple years. It's actually cheaper, funny enough, than living in a dorm. So I figure it's a little bit better deal.
Yeah. Bobcats top of the lineup, due up as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Final frame, down to the last 3 outs, trailing 1-0. Jalen Logsdon so far tonight reached on an error back at the first. He had a sac bunt in the third and grounded out in the 5th as he grounded out to first base. And it's quickly a 2-0 count from Morris. Working his 7th frame, has not given up a hit so far tonight to the Bobcats, but the Bobcats have worked a ton of walks as Morris has struck out 4 on the night to go along with those no hits. And he's going to start out with 3 straight balls. The leadoff batter in Jalen Logsdon. And we still have not seen any action down there in the bullpen.
Yeah, North Tama third baseman's on the edge of the grass here.
3-0 outside and upstairs, and Logsdon leads off the inning with a walk.
And that's what we've seen since about that 4th inning. He had those back-to-back walks, the control, but we have not been able to put a ball in play really to put too much pressure on him. Lars has a huge opportunity. Logsdon runs well.
Schoenfelder, 7 innings with those 9 strikeouts tonight. Check back to first base. It's out of the glove of Brown. Logsdon will hold tight at first base. Schoenfelder peering down the third base line at his head coach and Colton Hankey. Hit by pitch in his last at bat. Runner takes off. Logsdon down to second. He's got a stolen bag. Ball goes into center. Logsdon over to third. Misplayed by the center fielder Williams. And Logsdon will hold at third. No outs. Schoenfelder at the plate has a runner just 90 feet away.
And that's what happens. That's what we said. He runs well, and he never had to get full into his slide. So when he saw the ball go into center field, he was still in running motion, able to get to third. That's a huge opportunity. First time the Cats have had runners in scoring position with under 2 outs.
A bunt down the first base line. It is going to work foul, and it is quickly 0-2. Here's the play as Logsdon takes second base, and it sneaks past both the middle infielders, and Logsdon heads over to third. Schoenfelder down to the count, 0-2.
I don't like the bunt there. I know we've utilized it a lot, but none of our bunts have looked very good tonight.
Morris delivers ball into right center field, and this will be caught by Stickles. The runner from third, Logsdon tags, ties up the game, 1-0, an RBI sacrifice fly by Lars Schoenfelder, and we're tied 1-1 in the bottom of the 7th with 1 away, and an RBI for Schoenfelder on a night where he has been sensational on the mound.
That was a great job there. You know, they tried the bunt. I'm not a big fan of that because when you do that, Logsdon is going to be able to score from third. He hits it well, gets it out there, and there was no chance that they were going to get Logsdon at home, hit the cutoff, but the throw relay was way late.
That's phenomenal. I mean, that's all you need right there. You're just doing exactly what you need to do. Lift the ball to the other side, and you get that run in easily, Xander.
Absolutely. That was a great play. Heads-up play, honestly, on both sides. Jalen being able to get over to third, and then Lars being able to produce something and just get it out. So he can get a nice ribby.
So what's Hanky saying in Logson's ear? As you know, of course, we're tagging. Is he telling him the moment it's got to go? Is he communicating that to Jalen there?
No. That honestly, as a base runner, you should be able to. Yeah. You should be aware enough to watch that. You're going to go over there and you kind of sync with the ball, and then once it's catch, you kind of shoot off the base and get as much momentum going as possible.
Aiden Holmgren steps in after first pitch ball, swings and misses on a pitch on the inner half from Morris. As we saw Dalton Holmey come out for a quick visit on the mound with his pitcher, giving up the RBI. Still has a no-hitter. He's not giving up a hit here tonight, but the walk and an RBI sacrifice fly helped out by the third North Tama error of the night. We are knotted at one apiece. Holmgren at the plate with one out in the inning. And lifts the ball to right field. Stickles is on it. And he'll range in and a little bit to his left. And 2 down as Holmgren is retired on the fly out to right field. And this will bring up Madden Martin.
And we talked about this off air a little bit, Xander. That third at bat, it seemed like Madden might have been rushing a little bit, had the runner in scoring position. What should the approach be here for the freshman here? Nobody on, 2 out in the bottom of 7.
Bottom of 7, kind of going off of that, he just needs to be a little bit more patient. He needs to find his pitch, and even he might have to take a strike or 2. If he takes until he finds what he wants, he's going to put in and play hard, and that's all you can really ask for.
1-0 on the way, and this is going to doink him in the back. Madden Martin hit by the pitch, and he'll hustle down to first base with 2 down. This will bring up Kenneth Niederman, who walked back in the fourth inning. He is 0 for 2 tonight. We've seen him whiffing, especially on the outside, outside pitches to him across the plate. So that's the kind of thing that Morris probably is kind of logging in the back of his mind. Hey, we can get this guy on the outer half. So Niederman will kind of probably have to adjust his approach just a little bit.
Absolutely.
And now we've got a pitching chase. I believe Maddox Roush is coming in from shortstop to take over. We have not seen him warm up at all whatsoever. And not often do you pull somebody that has a no-hitter going.
That is for sure. 2 outs in the inning. Pitching change. We'll be back right after this on KFJB-TV.
Good sportsmanship is also showing high character and accountability, doing what is right and setting a good example not only on the court but in the classroom as well.
Maddox Roush is in to pitch. Bottom of the 7th inning, 1-1 ball game. Bobcats have tied it up. Lars Schoenfelder with an RBI sacrifice fly to drive in Jalen Logsdon here tonight. As Madden Martin just hit by a pitch, so Kaylor Morris taken out. 6 2/3 innings. Did not give a hit up here tonight. 1 run, 8 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Check back to first base. Diving back into the bag is
14, right? I think it's Ricken.
So Bennett Ricken is the courtesy runner. Actually, this would be a pinch runner. So
pinch runner, okay.
Madden Martin would have to re-enter into the game. And a strike on the outer half to Kenneth Niederman.
And that's really bottom of 7 tie ball game. You're looking for speed on the base paths to be able to make something happen.
And Roush will take first base.
And this will be interesting.
Niederman will off of Roush's pitch.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with. They're going to let Niederman run for himself.
Niederman at first, and Ricken is at second as Garrett Tatey digs in. 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. He'll take a strike on the inner half. Bobcats just need a ball in play to walk this one off in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 outs in the inning. The 0-1 down and nearly in the dirt for ball 1, 1-1.
You know, I really do like this approach from Tatey. He's being patient up there, and he's going to find his pitch.
And inside again, another ball, 2-1. I believe Morris just went to shortstop.
Yeah, I think
they
just
just
flipped.
A straight flip. Yep.
It's just got to be very difficult coming in the bottom of 7. Really hasn't warmed up at all. Just going straight from shortstop, moving 20 feet, and saying, "All right, you're pitching now."
Tatey lifts one out of play on the first base side. 2-2 count.
But that's what, to your point, Xander, that's why you have a little bit more of a patient attitude. You've got to make sure that pitcher's not going to find the zone some before you start being aggressive and hacking at it.
2-2 from Roush is lifted to the backstop. Staying alive is Tatey.
Tatey did a nice job of fighting that one off.
6-hole hitter at the plate. Niederman is at first. Ricken is at second. Here's the 2-2. And put out of play again down the first base side over to the parking lot.
You know, he's catching up on it. I suspect he puts it in play here soon.
Looks like a pretty defense, protecting the plate, making sure he's fighting off anything until he finds that one that he wants.
Roush fires the 2-2. Fouled off again down the first base side.
Yeah, Tatey's doing a great job up there. You can even see his hands are off the knob, so he's trying to get the bat through the zone just a little bit quicker.
Tatey steps back into the batter's box. Roush working out of the stretch. Runners with good leadoff here with the 2-2. And off the end of the bat, through the first baseman's glove in Brown. Ricken rounding third. The throw off the line. They'll send Ricken back to third base. As that was going to be close. I think they might have had a chance to score and win the game. The throw was off the line, but Brown on the E3, over there at first base.
You see that go right through the wickets. I'm with you. I think there could have been a chance because Ricken was halfway down the line, and I don't think I've seen Garrett Tatey run that fast down the first baseline in my life. I remember a few years ago, walk-off against South Tama in a very similar scenario there.
You know, it's funny you bring that up. I'm feeling a certain situation here, the same one that you're talking about.
Yeah, pass ball.
It wasn't a pass ball. It was actually a safety squeeze.
That's right. You're right.
So 4 errors on the night on North Tama now as Roush fires in low and a 2-0 count to Santiago Mora. The catcher batting in the 7-hole. Bases jammed.
He had that walk in the 6th inning, which really propelled it to be the top of the lineup here in the 7th.
And he'll take low and inside from Roush. 3-0 count. Huge spot for Roush.
And nowhere to put him.
Nope. And if you're Mora, you're not even thinking about swinging here.
No, you are nothing more than a mannequin.
And outside, and the Bobcats will win it 2-1 as Mora will walk and Ricken from third will score. And the Bobcats complete the comeback in the bottom of the 7th inning as it goes a complete 7 innings for Lars Schoenfelder. He drove in the run to tie the game up at 1-1, and Mora with the walk and the RBI to win it in the bottom of the 7th. What a game, Xander.
It's a fantastic game. You know, we were talking about it. I feel that this North Tama didn't prepare for when their pitcher got tired, and that's a huge thing, especially what you're talking about with the walks.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be patient up there at the plate, and that kind of was the downfall of the 7th inning there and why the Bobcats were able to secure the win.
When we were at break, you mentioned it might be a mistake, and it ended up being a mistake heading into the bottom of the 7th inning.
Yes, it was.
And the the shift happened right in that 5th, 6th inning, which you had talked about. And we had also asked you the question, North Tama scores that run. Do you feel almost like a frenetic, we got to score right now? And you said, no, that patience will come in. And you saw a really patient Bobcat team up there at the plate. And even though it seemed like the sands of time were running out, they kept their patience throughout, and it showed a walk-off a walk-off walk from Mora, who had 2 walks in that 6th and 7th inning, bringing home a Bobcat victory.
Yeah, he did a great job up there, but then I think also with that patience comes comfortability.
Yeah.
You know, the Bobcats were out there, and they weren't stressed at all in the bottom of the 7th there, and that's kind of why they were able to pull out the win.
Well, yeah, you look at that Loxton goes first to third on that steal attempt that's thrown into center field. And Coach Hankey also didn't get overly aggressive on that error at first base. You know, he could have thrown him. We even talked about it, Rick, and it would have been close. But you throw a runner out there, and if he gets mowed down at the plate, that's a big mistake. So even Coach Hankey's not being overly aggressive. Quick question with Coach Hankey, he doesn't seem to get much more than just straight. He's not here, he's not there. Are you seeing that kind of bleed over into the players as well?
I wouldn't say so. I feel like it shows right now.
The energy definitely after, but during the game as they kind of play that level of a little bit of a flatter, nothing's going to phase you type approach.
You know, maybe a little bit. I think a lot of that has to do with just when you're out there playing the game, it's business. And then after the game is when you can have fun, you can celebrate, do all those kind of things. So I think Coach Hankey's doing a great job with that. And honestly, with the 2 years that I had with him, I really do appreciate that kind of mentality out there on the field.
Well, tonight shows that small ball can still win you baseball games.
Yes,
no hits here tonight for the Bobcats, but a 2-1 victory. And I really look back to Abel Stevenson as well.
Yeah.
The 8th grader had a nice, ball that he put into play, turned over the lineup, and that really propelled the Bobcats heading in the bottom of the 7th inning. He also worked a walk back in the 3rd inning. That's the important thing about high school. If you can get some production out of your 7, 8, 9 batters, that is huge. And the 7-hole hitter works a walk to win the game here tonight.
Absolutely. Yeah, all of them did a fantastic job. And being that Abel is in the 9-hole, an 8th grader, he shows a lot of maturity out there, and I'm very excited to see what he does within the next couple of years.
Great to see you.
Thank you. Good
Xander
to see you guys
Stupp
too.
on the broadcast with us tonight.
Sir.
Great job by him. You're welcome back anytime, by the way.
I might have to come back. Just let me know when you guys are going to be broadcasting. I'll even come over and talk about softball. I enjoy doing this kind of stuff.
That's awesome. Hey, we head to the locker room. We're coming up. Bobcats win it. They go to 3-1 on the season as they take down North Tama 2-1 on the back of Lars Schoenfelder tonight. Had an RBI and goes 7 innings strong to earn the victory. This is Bobcat Baseball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
At Marshalltown Community School District, students don't just prepare for the future, they shape it. Embrace the lead. From academic excellence to college and career readiness, our schools support every student's journey. With strong student support, a wide range of extracurricular opportunities, engaging fine arts programs, and hands-on learning experiences. There's something here for everyone. Marshalltown Community School District, where they embrace the lead to ensure success tomorrow.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit visionsource-marshalltowneyecare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Welcome back into Bobcat Baseball on KFJB-TV. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Dose alongside me tonight. Bobcats win it 2-1. It was a no-hitter for North Tama tonight, but the Bobcats work 8+ walks. What do we ended up with? 10 walks tonight?
Yeah, 10 walks, another error, and a friend of mine who's from North Tama, Levi LaRue, actually texted me. He said, don't jinx the no-hitter. So, Levi, I didn't jinx the no-hitter, but we still won. Not often do you get a win and get no hit at the same time.
Bobcats tonight, 2 runs, no hits, and 9 runners left on base. Meanwhile, North Tama helped the cause of the Bobcats, committing 4 errors on the night. Meanwhile, for North Tama, 1 run off of 2 hits and 2 left on base. Bobcats committed just 2 errors here tonight. And Lars Schoenfelder goes 7 innings strong tonight as he gives up just 2 hits and 1 run and ends up with 9 strikeouts on the night. And as far as walks go, I believe he only had one walk here tonight for Lars Schoenfelder. Just an impressive night for the freshman on the mound.
He was really good. And, you know, we would see him. We knew this was in him. Like, you watch enough kids growing up. That's one of the things. Being in Marshalltown, you get to see kids come up through. But he had last year to kind of settle in, figure out what it is to play varsity as an 8th grader. Now he still has this year. He's got his full 4-year career and comes out tonight and did not get rattled when guys got on. He was able to make plays, make pitches. I thought spectacular job. And then flip it around, he's the one that gets the RBI to tie it up in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, phenomenal night as Kaylor Morris gives up 2 runs off a 6 2/3 innings pitched, 8 walks, 4 strikeouts. Maddox Roush came in, tried to get the win, but not able to do so as he gave up a couple walks, including the walk that earned the Bobcats the victory 2-1. You're watching the Locker Room Report, all presented by Wells Fargo Advisors on KFJB-TV.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
You've got goals. You need a plan. Don't waste time or money. At Marshalltown Community College, you get the power to choose. Transfer to a 4-year university or step straight into a career in healthcare or trades. Small classes, caring faculty, real-world experience. Marshalltown Community College. Your future starts now.
When you're craving something quick, tasty, and satisfying, think your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. From hot made-to-order favorites like burgers, chicken strips, and fries to the Dairy Queen classics you love, blizzards, cones, sundaes, and shakes. Be sure to check out the monthly featured treats and limited-time favorites, always giving you something new to try. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or a sweet treat, just because. Your Marshalltown Dairy Queens has you covered. 2 convenient locations, South Center Street and North 3rd Avenue in Marshalltown, where happy tastes good every day.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Welcome back to Marshalltown High School. Our post-game coaches interview, all presented by Century Plumbing, specializing in service plumbing in Marshalltown. Bobcats win it 2-1 here tonight. A no-hitter for North Tama. Coach, I mean, walks and errors just come back to bite you. 10 walks here tonight for North Tama. They commit 4 errors. But your team did all the little things right here tonight. I mean, Lars Schoenfelder with a beautiful ball to right field to get that runner in from third. You stayed patient late in the game, worked those walks, end up working the game. How proud are you of your team to take care of those little things, and it still results in a W for you tonight?
Yeah, like you said, it's the little things in the game. I mean, Lars did a really good job tonight, but there's definitely a lot of things that we need to continue to improve on. I mean, we could have had more walks, we could have had more runners, we could have had, gotten the ball in play a little bit more and made them handle it more as opposed to wait till the final inning. But, I mean, that's just early season, young guys, so it's just a matter of improving from there.
How fun was this win, though, tonight?
I mean, it was great. Home opener, and I mean, you always enjoy the win for sure. Take them while you can, and still reflect and learn, and hopefully to build more and win more off of those.
We were lucky enough. We had one of your former players, Xander, step up here from the third inning on. He's angling for my job, I think. But we were talking about really in that third inning where runner on second, nobody out. Lars is able to pick him off at second and then comes right back and gets a strikeout with the very next pitch. Now you have nobody on, 2 outs. You look at just that growth of having to play Lars, Madden, and those as 8th graders, and now in that second year, what can you say from Lars's approach on the mound? I think he gave up 1 walk, struck out 9. His growth year over year.
Going from last year to this year, especially tonight being on the mound and even seeing it at North on Wednesday night, he's gained a lot of confidence. I mean, that's the beauty of coming up as an 8th grader and then also being in as many sports as possible. I mean, he's multi-sport, and just being in those competitive situations gets him prepared. It helps him mature a lot faster than others that don't get involved in other sports. So, I mean, he's doing the right things, and couldn't be more prouder of him.
And one thing in that 7th inning, and we were talking about it up in the booth, the big thing that I saw tonight is you guys just didn't blink. You gave up that run. You were down 1-0. It didn't seem like you pushed. And in that bottom of the 7th, I saw a lot of patience at the plate, nobody trying to freak out, do too much. Is that a growth in your team, having a really patient approach? Is that how you teach it, or is that just a reflection of them as people or players themselves?
Yeah, I mean, it is a growth part. We spent probably a little bit more time in the tunnels this year than last year. So I think it's kind of paying off a little bit on the discipline part. But, I mean, I keep thinking back to guys bunting at balls that are out of the zone.
Yeah.
That just really isn't us. So that's just going to be a big focus going into Tuesday night.
Yeah, that bunt game was definitely a little sloppy tonight. We mentioned that. Definitely, it's always fun when you win, but you still have a lot of stuff to coach up.
For sure.
3-1 this week out of your team. Lars Schoenfelder, 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. I think the most impressive thing was you hear a lot of it out of major league and even college guys is getting in your rhythm, and it seemed like there was at no point that Lars was really off of his rhythm. He worked quick. He was very intentional. How have you kind of helped develop maybe that standpoint to be patient and really just kind of work methodically, because it seemed like it's just get that ball and firing back in?
Yeah, we've stressed that a lot, is getting into a rhythm. If we have guys just kind of like moping around, walking around, then you don't create anything off of that, no energy to build off of. I mean, it all starts on the mound. Lars did that, and everybody else picked him up around him. So having those moments, like Stolzer having the diving catch in center field, just it picks up. And then, like you mentioned earlier about the pickoff play at second base, just staying calm, staying true to what we've done in practice, repetitions, and it's paid off. So it's great to have that win tonight.
Last question for you, Coach. Here tonight, your 7-hole hitter walks, scores the winning run. We saw Abel Stevenson with a couple of really nice at-bats here tonight. He worked a walk. He also helped turn over that lineup. Your guys there in the bottom of the 6th inning, so you could have the top heading into the bottom of the 7th inning. How key is that, especially at the high school level, to get some amount of production from your 7 through 9 hitters?
Yeah, I mean, it is very helpful, because you want the bat in, the top of the guys' orders like Logston, Lars. I mean, that's what they're up there for the top of the order, and it's just as much a responsibility for the guys at the bottom of the order to get it back to the top and just keep cycling through the at-bats and staying patient and trying to work pitches, work counts, and yeah.
Well, great win here tonight, 2-1. Bobcats victorious. Thanks for the time, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
That is Colton Hankey on our post-game interview, all presented by Century Plumbing on KFJB-TV.
When you need a plumber quickly, try Century Plumbing of Marshalltown. We specialize in service plumbing, not new construction or large remodels, so we get to our customers faster, from clogged drains to water heaters and everything in between. We can help with a guaranteed appointment and quality, efficient service. I'm Sarah, co-owner of Century Plumbing, and I'd love to book your appointment today. Call 641-750-0108. That's 641-750-0108.
Good call tonight, man. You too? You think what I'm thinking? Let's go to Legends for a Bobcat burger.
Hi, guys. What are we hungry for today?
I think we're going to do 2 Bobcat burgers. Whether it's pre-game or post-game.
Or during the game, it's Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Welcome back to Marshalltown High School. Time for a scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank with locations in Ames, State Center, and in West Des Moines.
We've got Cedar Rapids Prairie up 2-0 over Valley. That's in the bottom of the 5th. Roland Story up 3-2 over Martinsdale St. Mary. That's late in the game. West Marshall and Denver tied in the 4th, 3-3. And we also have Fort Dodge in a final. Algona wished they didn't make the trip. It was 15-0, and that one definitely didn't go 7.
Now time for our Athletes of the Week, all presented by Opa Grill of Marshalltown. Greek and traditional favorites, all you have to say is Opa. And Adlet Engraving and Screen Print Company in Marshalltown. More than just T-shirts and hoodies, AdletEngraving24.com. Well, our Athletes of the Week from this past week, Preston Johnson on the male side of things, competing at state track. I'm not sure if we have any updates from there.
I don't today. I know he broke the school record yesterday and placed 6th with an 8:57. He broke John Muller's record by 3 seconds, and John got 2nd last year in that event. Preston ran an 8:57 and got 6th.
So congrats, Preston Johnson. A great junior season out of him. On the female side of things, the girls golf team this year, Morgan Hildebrand took a huge leap up in her sophomore campaign.
Yeah.
She was our female athlete of the week last week, as both athletes receive a $25 gift certificate to Opa Grill, along with a custom Athlete of the Week t-shirt and tumbler from Adlet Engraving and Screen Print Company. Bobcats victorious 2-1 here tonight. When we come back, we'll have our sweet play of the game. This is Bobcat Baseball. You're listening to News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and on KFJB-TV.
A rainbow, a big, beautiful arch you can't quite reach. Kind of like the closed Center Street Viaduct in Marshalltown. But unlike that rainbow, there's a treasure waiting at the end. It's Opa Grill on the north end of the viaduct, serving up incredible Mediterranean and American favorites for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. With over 40 years of experience, their family is proud to bring you authentic flavor, friendly service, and a meal worth a slight detour. At Opa, quality isn't an accident. It's tradition. Find your treasure today at Opa Grill.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Time now for our sweet play of the game, all presented by Lily Mae Chocolates, handmade, hand-dipped since 1939. Always open at lilymaechocolate.com. Luke Stalzer in center field, a fly ball his way with a runner at second and 2 outs in the inning. Gets out of the inning with a diving play and saves the inning with the first run of the game, nearly on the board for North Tama, and kept us scoreless at that point in time. So Great play by the junior, Luke Stalzer, out there in center field.
Yeah, and just if you remember, not just a sweet play in the way it looked, but that would have been, if he doesn't make that play, that's 2 runs. That's 2 runs, and this game looks a lot different. You get at least one. I thought that's 1 run right there, and making that play, cutting off that run early, huge, huge play.
Sweet play of the game, all brought to you by Lily Made Chocolates, handmade hand dipped since 1939. We'll wrap up the locker room report when we come back on Your Home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Brown's Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear, including Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, Birkenstock, and Taos. Brown's Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and more. They carry multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff will take the time to give you the service you deserve. Brown's Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown, with you every step of the way.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Transportation for today's game on KFJB-TV, provided by Carl Auto Group in Marshalltown. Carl is your dealer for life. Busy week next week on KFJB-TV. Coming up on Tuesday night, it is the season and home opener for Bobcats softball as they host the Newton Cardinals. As first pitch is lined up for 7 o'clock, we'll start our pregame show at 6:45. Then Wednesday on the road at Dowling, and Thursday on the road at North for postseason girls and boys soccer. We hope to have you along for that one. It's been a long layoff, almost I think it's going to be about 11 days since the last time boys soccer has played a game on the pitch.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach this week. and
Scott Johannes?
Yeah, I was talking to him this week, and we even mentioned in KFJB After Dark. And I was like, is this good or is this bad? And he thought about it. I think it's good. I think it's good because we're going to be at 100%. This will be a great match, but this is a very winnable match for the Bobcats. They've been playing really good soccer lately, just losing to Prairie late, and there's no shame in losing to that Cedar Rapids Prairie team.
That is for sure. And be sure to like our broadcast tonight. We appreciate the support as the Bobcats win it 2-1. And subscribe to KFJB-TV. It is all free as we have eclipsed 2,000 subscribers. Turn on those notifications. Don't miss any upcoming Bobcat games. Thanks so much to our KFJB-TV crew tonight. Back in the radio studios, Jeff Brooks, Keith Stewart on our camera coverage, David Braga, our on-site producer. For Dylan Doze, I'm Brandon Lewis. Bobcats win it tonight 2-1. The final score, Lars Schoenfelder, 7 innings, 9 strikeouts, had an RBI, and Luke Stalzer with a sweet play of the game. You've been watching Marshalltown Bobcat Baseball, and your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by First Rate Real Estate, Adland Engraving and Screen Print Company, Assured Partners, Brown's Shoe Fit, Central State Bank, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens, Eye Care Associates, Hy-Vee Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, Marshalltown School District, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Sandvik Enterprises, Scooters, Marshalltown, Sports Plus, State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors.